How you guys doing? It's 514 Mystic from Bookie Bullies, and this is Breaking Down the Books. Now, we had a pretty good weekend. Christmas, gave out a few picks. None of you guys came and checked me. It's all good, though. It's the holidays. I could expect you guys to, be with the family and all that, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys got some winnings despite not coming and check me out, but it's all good. We got a short slate of NBA and one game in the NFL, and we're going to get right into it. Not going to waste any time. Starting from the top, we got the Atlanta Hawks versus the Detroit Pistons. Hawks 10.0 favorites. That's kind of a lot of points to me. They're also at a 223 right now. They're at 222 a bit earlier. 222.5. They're at 223 right now. So a lot of people are probably betting on the over. Right now, I like the over anyways. I don't really like the Hawks to cover that spread, although the Detroit Pistons haven't been playing that much defense. They let the Cleveland Cavaliers get away from them. Not to say Cleveland is not good. If you guys watch my video that I posted last week, Cleveland is actually one of the top 5 teams that I have to look out for betting-wise in the NBA this season. They actually do a really good job covering spreads, and they've been doing a really good job this season so far. And I like the Cleveland Cavaliers. But today they're playing against the Detroit Pistons. Today they're playing against an Atlanta Hawks team who shoot threes. They don't play defense in their own respect, but they have a few additions, and a few of those guys are actually defensive-minded, like Rajon Rondo, Boban, and, you got Bogdanovich, rather. I was going to say Bogdanovich. Anyways, so a few guys who are defensive-minded, and, they got a lot of young talent on that team. So me personally, I like the over more than anything else in that game. Gonna move right along. I got the Brooklyn Nets versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Brooklyn, they're resting both KD and Kyrie, so they're not gonna be playing tonight. Memphis, on the other hand, they got a full team, full roster of guys. They're hungry to get a victory. They haven't been able to get one. My personal opinion is that Ja Morant's been a ball hog, so because he's being a ball hog, he's not really getting his team involved. He's really, to me anyways, it looks more like he's stat padding than anything else. So because of these reasons, I don't think he's going to be able to hang with the Brooklyn Nets, even without Kyrie and even without KD. And remember, this is a Brooklyn Nets team that went to the bubble last year without Kyrie Irving. Kyrie played like 24 games last year. Kevin Durant was on the shelf the whole season. This team still managed to get to the bubble. They still managed to get to the playoffs, albeit they lost to the Raptors in blowout fashion. Like, they lost 4 straight. It was a sweep. It wasn't very good at all, but they managed to get to the bubble. Who didn't get to the playoffs? The Memphis Grizzlies. They did not make it to the playoffs, unfortunately. Who did? Portland made it, and obviously Ja Morant was a rookie, and this year he looks really good, averaging like 36 points a game. But again, these numbers mean nothing to me if they don't come with victories. And yeah, they're big numbers, but I wasn't impressed with how open I saw some of his teammates, and he didn't get them involved. And he prided himself coming into the league. He said, "I'm not a point guard, I'm a point god." Okay, and he showed none of that so far this season. He showed none of that. So good luck to him. I don't see him beating the Brooklyn Nets tonight, but what I like even more than the Brooklyn Nets to cover or to win is the game to go over. That total is a very pretty number to me, 226.5. And I think Brooklyn, they're able to do it. They played together, like for about 2-3 seasons now. They're going to be without Spencer Dinwiddie, who's out for the season with an ACL injury. So that's a big deal too. So that's part of the reason why I'm not really going to be betting on that spread. But I like the over for the Brooklyn Nets. They still got Karras. They still got Landry Shamet. They still got Joe Harris. They still got a bunch of guys who've been together. Like, Shamet hasn't been together with this team, but great shooter. And he don't expect him to keep on bricking the way he's been bricking. So yeah, long story short, I like the total to go over in this game. Memphis better get this victory, because I think the Brooklyn Nets are going to give them a really hard time. They're not going to give them this win. And they're not going to be depending on Kyrie and KD. They're well coached, well manned, and I think they have a chance to not only pull off the upset, because they're not that big of an underdog. It's a 2-point favorite for Memphis. But I think Brooklyn has a chance to blow them out if Memphis doesn't play their cards right. Moving along, we got the Utah Jazz versus the OKC Thunder. Utah is a 9.0 favorite while OKC's at home. Utah hasn't been extremely impressive. They won one game in blowout fashion. Then they lost another game to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are really not that good. And Karl Anthony Towns basically came back after the third quarter after injuring his wrist. He was pretty much a decoy for the rest of the half. They still managed to lose that game. How do you not notice that Karl Anthony Towns hurt his wrist and he's only there to serve as a decoy? He had at the time he got injured, he had 12 rebounds, finished the game with 13 rebounds, under 20 points. Wasn't a great showing, and somehow, some way, Utah still found a way to lose. So they haven't been overly impressive. I'm going to have my eyes glued on this game because OKC is a tough team. They're a tough team with young guys. Those young guys been mentored by Chris Paul, and I think it's going to be really, really impressive to see if they're able to pull off this victory, because I got OKC tonight to cover that 9.0 spread, and if anything, I might buy some points and go a little bit lower, but I really like OKC to cover the spread because Utah hasn't showed me enough, and OKC is a really gritty team. So we'll see how it all plays out. But maybe I'll buy a few points. If it's 13.0 or whatever, I might buy a few points and go with the spread in that respects. But I like the plus 9.0 for the OKC Thunder today. Next, we got the Houston Rockets versus the Denver Nuggets. Denver is a 6.5 favorite. Honestly, they haven't showed me much either. Neither of these teams really showed me much. But Houston, in their defense, they've been without 7 guys. They've basically been running the 8-man rotation or a 7-man rotation. And these guys who are playing right now, aside from Christian Wood and PJ Tucker, are probably not going to get any minutes once the regulars come back. You know what I mean? So it's going to be extremely hard to beat this Denver Nuggets team, who's really hungry to get a win on their home floor. But 6.5 is a lot of points. They haven't impressed me yet. What I do like, however, is that 222.0. I really like that spread, that total to go over. And I'm gonna avoid that spread altogether because I seen what Harden does, and I'm not gonna be fooled. That man is 15 pounds overweight, but he found a way to be the best player on the court versus Portland. Only thing that kept him from that victory is that CJ McCollum was the second best player on that court. You know what I mean? And when that happens, it's hard to beat Portland when CJ McCollum goes for 40. It is what it is. 44 that night, but you catch my drift. So that's pretty much that. Just give me the over in that game. Next, we got the Portland Trailblazers versus the Lakers. Speaking about the Blazers. Speaking about playing no defense. Blazers play 0 defense. And yesterday, the Lakers blew the shit out of Minnesota. Okay? Blew them out. Fish out of water. They were flopping on the side, you know what I mean? Like a fish out of water. You know when a fish comes out of the water and they're flopping because they're gasping for air? That's what Minnesota looked like yesterday. LeBron James is well rested. All the guys are well rested. Kyle Kuzma was the one leading the way. Anthony Davis didn't even play. And my opinion, he's still on the injury list last time I checked, but I personally believe he's going to be playing tonight. Okay? Just educated guess. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I believe he's playing tonight. Even if he doesn't play tonight, I like the Lakers to win this game. I'm not going to put Lakers to cover because somehow, some way, Portland always finds a way to give the Lakers a hard time. They're just one of those teams. It's you play the Lakers and you want to show out. So I'm not going to bet for Portland to win this game because I could never bet on Portland, but they don't play defense. So I like the over. And I like the Lakers to win at the money line. And at a 3.5 spread, you're going to be paying at least 50 cents on your buck. So a parlay with the Lakers money line is not too bad. I actually like that a lot. Only thing they got going for them is the fact that there's a back-to-back. But chances are they might mess around and put LeBron James on the bench. But you know what? He spent the whole fourth quarter on the bench. Actually, he went on the bench with 3 minutes left in the third yesterday and then never came back for the rest of the game. So he pretty much played, I think it was 24 minutes total, if that. So, yeah, the Lakers are pretty well rested. Everybody went off. They had target practice yesterday. I feel sorry for Portland for tonight, but hey, who are we fooling? I don't really care. And that's pretty much it for the NBA. Before we get into the NFL, which I'm not really that good at, you guys could feel free to skip that part. But before you skip that part, hit the notification bell, share, subscribe, and comment in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel about what I've been telling you guys. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to cover. I do this, I really do this for you. Helps me out. It gives me perspective for what I want to do for the rest of the day. And, obviously, if you guys want parlays and stuff, I'd have to do like a separate show because there's so many plays and parlays, But anyways, hit the share, notification, subscribe, and the like button. And obviously, so you get posted anytime I post videos like these. So in the NFL, we got the Buffalo Bills playing against the New England Patriots. Patriots, they're out of the playoffs. Bills, I believe the Bills are still playing for a wild card position. They're first in the AFC East. They pretty much have this in the bag. Actually, you know what? I think that whoever they play is gonna be a wild card team. They're pretty much set. So the Bills are pretty much set. They have their position locked. In this case, it's gonna be hard to bet against them. They're 7.0 favorite against the Patriots. Patriots haven't been that great. Cam Newton threw 10 picks on the season. Not very good. Poor guy has 5 touchdowns. A lot of people are blaming him, but I'm not convinced that it's his fault. Honestly, today should be easy. Yeah, I think it's easy pickings. I think the Bills win this game with flying colors, and cover that 7.0 spread. Unless somehow, some way Cam Newton shows up and, basically puts the team on his back and pulls off the upset, which I really don't see happening. Totals at 47.0. Honestly, it should just be the under and the Bills. I don't think the Bills are going to go over by themselves. So I like the under and I like the Bills. And those are pretty much my picks. So anyways, feel free to follow me on Twitter at 514Mystic, on Snapchat at Mystic514. You guys could also check me out on YouTube over here. I'm going to open... I have an IG, but I'm going to open one specifically for the sports betting. So you guys get posted anytime I post my picks, as well as show off some of my slips. You know what I mean? Show you guys when I'm out here getting these victories and shit like that. Anyways, that's pretty much it for me. I'll tell you like I tell you all the time. Please do not bet what you can't afford to lose. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So on that note, be safe, be good, and I'll see you again next time. Peace.